Hi, everyone, and welcome to the show on this Monday, June 8th, 2015. You know, during the 1990s, I attended a lot of Native American powwows, sweat lodge ceremonies, and vision quests. And it was during this time I met two incredible spiritual leaders. One of them was Ed McGaa, Eagle Man, and I'm so honored today to have my friend back on the show to discuss returning to the natural way, honoring Mother Earth, sacred ceremony, and Black Elk's vision of the future. So let me tell you a little bit about Ed McGaa. He is a registered tribal member of the Oglala Sioux and was born on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. He received his bachelor's degree from St. John's University, and he earned a law degree from the University of South Dakota. He studied under Chief Eagle Feather and Chief Fool's Crow, both influential Sioux holy men. He is an honored member of the Sioux for having participated 6 times in the Sun Dance ceremony. During the Vietnam War, he served as a fighter pilot in the Marine Corps, flying 110 combat missions in F-4 Phantoms, receiving 8 air medals and 2 crosses of gallantry, and was recommended for a Distinguished Flying Cross. Ed has also conducted sweat lodge ceremonies and given talks around the world, and is a highly respected and honored ceremonial and spiritual leader. He has authored many books like Creator's Code, Red Cloud, Mother Earth Spirituality, Rainbow Tribe, Black Elk's Prayer, and Vision Native Wisdom, Eagle Vision, Nature's Way, Crazy Horse, and Chief Red Cloud. And I think he's got another book coming out. We're going to ask him about that. But go to his website. It's Ed McGaa, and McGaa is McGaa.com. So, Ed, are you still there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm up.
Hi.
Yeah.
Great, Ed. Well, thank you for being with us today. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
You know, I wanted to ask you, I noticed that there was a great, big, beautiful aurora borealis, the northern lights, over South Dakota last night. Did you happen to see it?
No, we had some flood there, and it narrowly missed my place. I have a nice place on Trout Stream.
Oh,
and the Trout Stream is just raging. Yeah.
Really?
And but it's all okay. The highway patrol had the highway blocked off and all that excitement, but I came out of it okay. But nobody really got hurt bad, but the streets are kind of flooded. Some of the business had a little water, but not real bad, you know. But still, we had our share of excitement.
Wow. Well, you know, everywhere is just crazy weather. We've got so many strange things happening to the earth right now. And I know you've written about it in so many of your books about what Mother Earth is going through. In Mother Earth Spirituality, you said, we think the words Mother Earth has a deeper meaning. If we wish to survive, we must respect her. It is very late, but there is still time to revive and discover the old American Indian value of respect for Mother Earth. She is very beautiful, and already she is showing us signs that she may punish us for not respecting her. And, you know, how profound and so intuitive of you to say that, Ed. You know, where do you think we are right now with all these strange things happening? Is Mother Earth showing us that we've lost respect for her and she's trying to wake us up?
Oh, no question. It's very obvious, but it's a lot of people won't admit it. But they're way back when Moses was on Mount Sinai, and I believe a lot of us Indian people believe that Moses was real, that Creator, not in human form, appeared, they say, as a burning bush. But anyway, it did not appear in human form, but it communicated, it spoke. And it gave Moses 10 commandments, because obviously it was concerned way back then where human was going. And the first commandment was, thou shalt not have strange gods before thee. And that was number 1. Well, I go to all these Christian services because of grandchildren, and they don't mention Creator one iota. It's all Jesus, 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 the human being.
Right.
And they are not praying to Creator. And I think Creator is getting a little miffed, and I think Creator is allowing Mother Earth, who simply follows Creator's scientific laws, the laws of physics, the laws of chemistry, all the scientific laws, they're all made by Creator, and they are reacting according to the way Creator made them. So much pollutant into the air is laws of physics and chemistry. The sun's rays do not get to make their ordinary journey the way it was supposed to be. They're simply reacting according to how everything has been made. And now you see this, and that's why you get such a variety now of weather, abnormal weather. And then because these Christians are praying to "Thou shalt not have false gods before thee," and I think that's pretty big and pretty powerful. So I know they're all going to get Haggai angry about hearing some truth, but that's just simply what's there.
Well, Ed, right now, I know you've probably heard of all these strange things happening. We have sinkholes that are forming worldwide, and we've got the extreme weather, of course, huge earthquakes that have been happening this year, in the last few years anyway, and 40 volcanoes are now active, and there's mysterious sounds being heard globally. Some think it sounds like Gabriel's horn or maybe a train applying its brakes. So Mother Earth is certainly, giving us signs that, we've got a separation sickness here, don't you think?
We got to start acknowledging Creator. And to me, the Yellowstone caldera can blow at any time, and if she does, it'll be caused by scientific means. That if you frack near there or you disturb the system, we very well have the Yellowstone caldera, which will put America to its knees.
Did I lose you, Ed? Oh, there you are.
What's that?
Thought I lost you there for a minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's all happening for us. The glaciers are melting. The Antarctic is the rather open sea. When has it ever flooded in Texas and Oklahoma like that? It's just
never.
Obvious. And yet the deniers, your evangelicals who are loading up Congress, and look at your presidential candidates, every one is pathetic as the last 4 years ago. They were super pathetic. Human is denying all what Creator has showed them. And so I think we're in for some real bad times until we finally wake up, get back to the Celtic or the natural way where we start acknowledging what Creator has shown us. And until we do that, we are going to reap doom. And I said this all back in 89 when I was, well, actually before that, but 89 is when Mother Earth Spirituality came out.
Yeah, I love that book, and that was the first book I read of yours, and that's when you ended up coming to Ketchum, Idaho, to speak to the people at the library there, and then we got you back for a Vision Quest and a sweat lodge that you helped us build. So that was awesome back in the 90s.
Yep.
And Ed, that's what I love about Indigenous people, because they've always honored the earth. They've honored the elements, the four directions. They know that everything has a consciousness, and that's what we've forgotten. Most of us are so busy in our material world. We're connected to our computers. We're connected to the internet, our phones, our iPhones, and it's just crazy. We've forgotten that there's a whole world out there, and that's what you teach, and that's what's so beautiful about, your beautiful ceremonies and everything. But talk about your ceremonies and what actually goes on in your ceremonies.
Well, we had the big sun dance, and that's to honor Creator. A great mystery. Who is Creator? We don't know. We're honest. I'm not a white man that says, I know who God is. I know everything about God. God is this and God is that. No, we don't say that. You ask us, who is God? We know it's a mystery. Wakantaka means many things. Great Spirit, great mystery, great benevolence, the inventor, maker, creator, all that. So anyway, we gather, in the old days, we gather out on the plains or wherever they're at least once a year for a 4-day honoring and of thanking Creator for all that it had given to them for that circle of life, for that annual circle. And so here are these so-called primitive, uncivilized people were doing much more honor to ultimate than the civilized one. They don't have a 4-day ceremony. And then certain men would pledge, I pledged death on that, so I wanted to come back from Vietnam. I had kids. I didn't want to be orphans. I didn't want my wife to be a widow. And I said, God, I'll dance the sun dance if I can come back from Nam intact. So I'm asking for something, but and God is giving it to me to be so that I can give back, and I give back by being out there in that hot sun for 4 days, not eating, 4 days, not drinking any water, and then the majority of Indians do not actually be a sun dancer, but they are there to send their prayers up all together on up to the Great Spirit. For their 4-day annual Thanksgiving. So that's the annual coming together of the tribe. Now, on the opposite end is Vision Quest. That's when a lone individual goes up on a hilltop or mountaintop. It's more convenient to do that than go down in the swamp. Mosquitoes will eat you up. So we like to use common sense. And there's no rattlesnakes up on top of a mountain. They're down below where the birds and the mice are at and lower locale, and so we really don't have to worry much about up there on top of that mountain or on top of that hill, and we stay up there for 2 days, 3 days, sometimes even 4 days, and we stop and we think deeply about where are we going in life, especially when you're 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 in there, those formative years. Then you go up and concentrate about where are you going. So you have the big tribal ceremony, and you have the lone individual ceremony. And we're not just jumping around a drum and wailing. No, we don't do that kind. We're very sedate. We're very cool. And then a sweat lodge is a group ceremony in which a group gets together to pray to the spirits. The spirits are actually connected to God, and the spirits are messengers. And so then we go into a sweat lodge, and then each individual, generally in the third endurance, there's 4 parts to the sweat lodge. One is you greet the spirits. Secondly, you contemplate. Third is when each person prays out loud to ultimate powers. And then the last is a closure. And that is sweat lodge. And the heat from the rocks and the steam made by water poured on the rocks, when your body heats up and you sweat, it gives you sort of an elixirish type of feeling, and you have a much more higher, adept feeling for prayer. The Indians had things down pat. They really, none of this jumping up and down wailing, Jesus saves, yeah, you feel. No, we don't do that stuff. We're very, very cool today. And so those are 3 ceremonies. And then one is the Uwepi Spirit Ceremony. Yeah. That's conducted by a person that has connective power, if you want to call it, connective character, connection to the spirit world. They have spirit helpers that will come into ceremony and will help predict. They will go back in time, and they can see in the future to some degree, and they can certainly see in the past. And that's generally the past part is where they go back where time is frozen. They see where an airplane is crashed. They see where a girl fell off a cliff, or they see where a daughter is in the river and she snagged on a cottonwood limb or a branch way down under the water root. they can see that, they come back and they report it. Those are our 4 major ceremonies.
Now, Ed, didn't you use that ceremony to find someone? I think in one of your books I remember that story.
Yeah, their airplane crashed from Augustana College coming back from Denver, and the pilot ran into a blizzard, and he should have turned around and went back, but typical ego of a college professor, they know everything. He stupidly, blindly went on, and he got vertigo, and he crashed and killed 5 students and himself. But we brought the medicine man down to find the airplane, and the medicine man found it. Bill Eaglefeather was the name of the medicine man.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Now, I know when you've conducted spirit in sweat lodges, do you actually feel the spirits come in? Have you actually had any strange events? Go ahead and talk about that.
You see, they come in the form of little lights. And I cannot deny this on worldwide radio, because if I say, well, no, nah, or I want to be modest, the spirits will never work with me again. They are very honest, very truthful. If you ask me something, I have to be extremely truthful. Otherwise, the spirits will not work with me again, because the spirits are so connected with the truth, and because Creator is all truth. And you cannot lie about this stuff. You got to tell straight out. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a spirit helper that comes to me. I probably do, but not as vividly as when a medicine person conducts a UWEPI spirit calling. But although I've had some very good happenings, and then in my sweat lodge in the 3rd endurance, you'll see little lights will come on in, and when I see, everybody else sees. And their people are pretty well awed by all that. And it just it's hard for Christians to understand this, because their ministers and priests are not connected. They're distracted and they're detoured by their ego, their patriarchism, and also their lust for power, control, and materialism. And spirits do not work with people like that. It's very simple. That's why they never have these ceremonies. And so they lie, and they accuse us of being devil connected, because we can do something that they cannot do. And so, and yet we don't even have a devil. We do not have any superstition in our Sioux way. Superstition is made up by man. We do not have that, and we don't want any part of it.
You don't believe in the devil, but do you believe that there are demons or dark entities out there?
Where in the hell have you ever seen a demon? A demon is a man.
I haven't yet, but
it can go contrary to God's laws of physics. Nothing can go contrary to Creator's laws of physics. I wish that the Christians would get through their heads, but they want They love superstition. They got Sasquatch running around the damn woods all the time. Sasquatch got to have a mom, got to have a dad, he's got to have a wife, got to have a kid. And where are all the Sasquatch turds in?
Ed,
you don't find a single damn Sasquatch turd.
Well, Native Americans.
When you have to use a turd to prove something, but that's just right for it there.
But Native Americans have legends of Bigfoot and Sasquatch. I mean, it goes way back. So
superstitious Native Americans, hell yeah. We got all kinds of Sioux out here thinking we come out of Wind Cave. Hell yeah. We were in there for I don't know how many centuries. To live in a cave as black as can be, you have there's no sewage system. It is completely contrary to. No, we did not come out of Wind Cave. We came from the Carolinas. We migrated here because the tribes were dying of disease, and we got out of there. Otherwise, we would have been an extinct tribe. Common sense.
Well, let me ask you this, Ed. I know you're working on a book, or you have a book that's coming out about black elk, and he was amazing. But I want to ask you this, because many people believe that the vision that he had was actually related to the sky people or extraterrestrials. And supposedly, when he was in a sweat lodge, a special stone fell out of the sky. I don't know if you've ever heard that story and if you're writing about it, but can you talk about Black Elk and his vision and a little bit about who he was?
Okay. Now, let's go back to Moses. Creator supposedly appeared as a burning bush and communicated what it wanted. And so, therefore, back then, Creator was concerned and appeared to human. And it seemed like what it gave human made a lot of sense, the Ten Commandments. So I have no trouble believing that. Now, in time, Creator saw that the blue man of corruption, greed, deceit, environmental destruction was coming. And that was back, the vision was done right around early 1870s. And that was happened to an innocent young boy that could not have made up such a phenomenal vision. Joseph Campbell said, it is the best example that he knows of spiritual imagery. He was asked by, what's his name? I keep forgetting all the time, but he was asked by a national commentator, what is the best example of spiritual imagery? And, of course, he said meant Black Elk's vision. The six powers of the universe appeared to Black Elk, and he was taken up into the spirit world by two spirit men, and he was on this great plane up above, below, wherever, and there he went into this great lodge, and there were six powers inside that lodge. Now, the Indian has to realize that this was a gift from Creator. Creator set the stage for this to happen and allowed it to happen. For all we know, Creator is the six powers, which is very easy for me to believe. That it is her direction, it is Mother Earth, it is Father Sky. It made all that. So each power, starting with the West Power, spoke to Black Elk and told Black Elk of its powers. West Power was the first. Second was North Power, Wazia. We owe Hiapata. The East Power spoke. Every day the sun comes across and brings you new knowledge if you look for it. Remember, knowledge and all truth is what Creator is. All knowledge, all truth. And then we come around to the South Power, Itokaga. The South Power, the sun rises higher up in the horizon. Springtime on into summer, and lo, things grow. It makes grow is the Itokaga. That's what that means. Wazia Ata is the giant from the north. There's no denying that. Talk to the people in Boston. Is there a giant from the north? Yeah, it really is. We had 18 feet of snow. Yeah, it's a giant from the north called Wazia. And we owe Piat to the sun. It goes down. We owe the sun. Piata, it goes down. Darkness, rest. The life-giving rains come out of the west. These are all, it is very difficult, impossible for Christians, organized religion, Muslims included, to think this way. It's right in front of them, and they can't see it, and they never will see it, because they're so locked into their black book material, man-created material. This material is not created by man. It's created by ultimate power. So each power spoke, and then the earth sky spirit spoke, Makpiate, and it said, there was a time coming when the earth power will be in serious trouble. All things of the air will be here to help her. And that's exactly the communicating waves. Right now, I'm talking on this little phone, and it's going out to the world. The communication. And it's here. And 200 years ago, we never knew about television waves. But 2,000 years ago, 300 years ago, these television waves are running all across the country. We didn't know about them. Now we know about them. Radio waves, similar, just a little bit back weather. Oh, now there's waves going by us right now that we don't even know what they are, but we will discover them in time. That is the depth of ultimate power's creation. So anyway, the Sky Spirit warned. And then the Earth Spirit spoke, the last, and she did not make any pronouncements about what she is, what her powers, but she said, come, I want to show you something. And looked down, and they went to the edge of this great plains, and they probably were looking down on Earth. And there in the water where three rivers come together was a blue man of destruction, and it was, birds were falling out of the sky, fish were floating atop the surface, belly up, animals were gaunt and dying. It was death and destruction. Water was putrid.
Yeah, that's happening now.
It was, yeah, exactly. It's happening now. Yeah. And Creator gave this vision to warn us, but it got all covered up. Now, Nyhart's a good man. John Nyhart wrote the book Black Elk Speaks. And he simply, for a whole summer, spent at Black Elk's cabin. Black Elk revealed this vision to him. He kept it inside of him because the missionaries were going to put him in Canton Insane Asylum, which they had created to put our medicine men in, and which they did. It was a one-way street to death. And Black Elk wanted to take care of his kids because his wife had died. So he kept real quiet. He even pretended to be, what do you call it when you baptize and conversion. And all the commentators and that make a big deal about this conversion of Black Elk. And none of them mention the Blue Man. The main reason for Black Elk to have this vision was to warn of the Blue Man of destruction. Now, Nyhart had no idea. Black Elk had no idea. They're innocent people. They just put it down. And then it went out the world. And they did mention the Blue Man exactly as Black Elk saw it. But there was no commentary then from either on climate change and planetary heating because they didn't know anything about it. You can't blame them. Right. So nothing against Black Elk Speaks at all. I call Black Elk Speaks 1. But then Nyhart dies. His daughter, Hilda, dies. I know her real well. I did a sweat lodge on her lawn. I did a seance. The only seance I've ever done at her absolute insistence was that night at the sweat lodge at her place. And we brought in Black Elk and John Nyhart. So we were close. She dies, and then her daughter takes over, Nyhart's granddaughter, and lo and behold, that book changes. They get this anthropologist named Raymond DeMalley in there, and I think he's a Jesus freak is what he is. And he Black Elk. He calls him a conjurer. Now that's dealing with the dark side. We don't have a dark side. We deny a dark side. Our Creator does not have a dark side. Anyway, he lies. They threw him in a wagon and hauled him in the middle of the night after breaking up his ceremony. In the middle of the night, and they haul him down to the mission, and they exorcise him from one Father Zimmerman. I used to know him as a little boy.
Wow. Really?
And all of them, they don't tell, he was politely converted. DeMalley, he can't tell the truth. He lied. And before that, several years before that, that was Debner, a priest from the Jesuit mission there at my reservation, Pine Ridge. About 2 or 3 years before that, there was a guy named Bosch, and he did the same thing before Debner came along and did his thing. And he broke up the ceremony in the daytime and kicked the peace pipes around and scared all the Indians, and he had kicked up their teams and get out of here, this is the devil's work. But he didn't throw Black Elk in a wagon, but he scared the heck out of him. Gets on his horse and rides back to the mission on a cloudless day. And lightning came out of the sky and killed him and his horse.
No way, so the Indians,
really? They rejoiced at that, and they went back to doing his healing ceremonies, and that existed for 2-3 years until Debner came along and did what I just told you. Now, that is not mentioned in the Black Elk Speaks book 2, and then it went to New York, and they didn't make enough money. And all this time, they have never paid a dime to the Black Elk family.
Isn't that something?
Not one dime. Because the family came up to the Crazy Horse Museum to talk to me, and I said, have you paid anything to you guys? No, nothing. and the grandchildren live off that because that sold thousands of copies. Black Elk Speaks.
Wow.
I call it Black Elk Speaks 2, and Black Elk Speaks 3 was gone back to University of Nebraska Press underneath Demalley's guidance. And so that was enough for me. I said, okay, I'm going to write Black Elk Speaks 4 and tell what really did happen. And so it'll be out in about a couple of weeks out of Amazon.
Oh, great. And what's 4. The title of it, Ed?
Speaks Roman numeral 4.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. I just wanted to let the listeners know that Black Elk lived from, he was born in December of 1863, and he died in August, either 17th or the 19th of 1950. So he's well known for his visions. And didn't his vision start when he had an illness as a child?
No. Yeah, he was a little bit. Yeah, he was a little bit ill. He passed out when he had his vision, but I think that was just the normal thing. Now, I was forgetting something important I was going to tell you, and I forgot. Oh, on his deathbed, he called for his pipe, his peace pipe, and that's the symbol of our spirituality. And Hilda Neihart writes this in her memoirs, and she had Black Elk's daughter down at her place. And the daughter told Hilda, and Hilda reveals it, that he called for his pipe. He said, this was my way all along. And then Ben Black Elk, his son, said the very same thing about his father. Mm-hmm. That he came out and confessed that he didn't say he was decoying, but in reality, he really was. He had to go along and pretend so they wouldn't send him to Canton Insane Asylum and lock him up for the rest of his life.
Wow.
But he revealed it. Revealed it. And Demalley and that, they don't reveal any of that in Black Elk Speaks 2 or Black Elk Speaks 3. I do.
Ed, would you talk about the Blue Man? Who is the Blue Man? Is that the greedy corporations in our world destroying our planet, like Monsanto and the rest of them out there?
Oh, sure, no question. Monsanto is the GOP right now. The MIC, the military-industrial complex, which Ike Eisenhower warned about, and now the Republican Party never mentions Ike in their presidential conventions, and it's the corrupt human beings that are all over our country, and it won't last forever. I guarantee you that. It's going to come to an abrupt end. If Yellowstone blows, America will be brought to its knees.
Black Elk actually saw that the Blue Man was going to be destroyed, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the best part. That man can and see the 6 powers went down to kill the Blue Man, and they were unable to do it. Black Elk was left up on top and sitting on a bay horse. They looked up at him and after they failed to kill the Blue Man, and they said, Black Elk, come down and kill the Blue Man. And so his horse reared, his bow turned into a spear. He leveled it at the Blue Man. The horse charged down, and he killed the Blue Man. So according to God's vision, that human is capable of destroying the corruption that we are addicted to, and also the natural happening from our pollution of the skies. God is offering that obvious promise to us if we do not deny. But if we deny, I think God is not going to just step in and, like the resurrection, wave a magic wand and all is going to be goody-goody again. No, I don't think so.
Interesting. I was wondering if, a lot of Native Americans on reservations, the Maya, have talked about sky people, and they've been warned that all these things are going to happen in our future. The Earth is going from the 4th world into the 5th world, and there's going to be a lot of cataclysms. And I was wondering if you believe in extraterrestrials. Have you seen anything?
No, I don't. But I don't believe in it myself. I just believe directly in what I see, direct observation. I don't believe in anything. Not like a molecule. I can't see a damn molecule, but enough scientists have stated that you can't see a molecule, but it's there. So I have a tendency to believe, No, I'm not into that other stuff. I got enough to do right now, just sticking with what is observable.
Well, that makes sense. Now, I wanted to ask you about Black Elk, again, going back to that. He was in some big battles, right? Wasn't he in the Battle of Little Bighorn and also Wounded Knee Massacre?
He was way too young, so he was he was 10 to 12 years old in 72 or 73. 3 years later would have been. Yeah, he got in on. He wasn't an actual warrior after charging it to people, but he certainly was in when it was happening. He was there at the Bighorn, and I think he went around and seeing if they could find soldiers and point them out to the capable warriors. He was still pretty yet a young kid, but he was certainly be able to observe what was going on.
Right.
So. And then, of course, the Wounded Knee was much later in 1890. He actually took part in dancing the ghost, but he realized that it's a sham.
Oh, interesting. So what can we do to help save the Earth? How can we get reconnected to Mother Earth? What do you suggest that we do to honor Mother Earth, maybe help heal her? What can we do, Ed?
Read Eagleman's books. Read my books. It's all in there.
Yes, it
There's
is.
No man, it's all there. What I'm doing is explaining and educating the world, and then I'm backed up by plenty of common sense. Sure, vote out the idiots that we got, but then some other idiot will probably take that place. But I think the United States has to get the living hell scared out of it for it to wake up. And I kind of think that Yellowstone Calder might be the baby. And the trouble is, we'll all go with it. A lot of us are going to go with it when it does happen. But there's something like that. It's what the world needs to wake the hell up. And otherwise, we're just stumbling along, and reinventing medieval Europe all over again.
Yeah, right. Talk about your special stone and how you found it.
Well, I have a Wotai stone, and
yes,
that's all a mystery. Nobody really knows what all this is about. But historically, certain warriors would wear a stone, and they believe the stone is made by God, of course, which it probably is. Well, the images on stone, many stones have images on them. Well, that image was put there by God. I don't think anybody can deny that. So years ago, you probably existed if you're connected with that stone. So a stone will come into your life. You'll see it in a stream. Mine happened to flash at me in a stream 4 times before I reached over and picked it up. And that was right after my first or second sun dance. I can't even remember anymore, and it was very important. And a medicine person said, "This is your Wotai stone. For certain warriors, a special stone comes into your life." And just definitely, he's got all kinds. I have it in a bank vault right now.
Really?
And that's the only reason we got the bank vault, because mainly it keeps my passport in there, things like that. But anyway, that stone appeared to me, and here I go from there. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm writing this book. It has an influence, and there's no question I've written a lot of books on spirituality. So that's my Wotai stone, and just before that, I was going to go to Vietnam, and a Wotai stone came into the ceremony, and then I was told to wear it, and that the bullets would bounce from my plane, and I'd see the enemy 100 times. And I flew 110 combat missions, got not hit by a SAM, but the blast knocked my engine out, put me in a spin, and could have killed me. And many things happened, and it seemed like that Wotai stone just made me impervious. But then when I came back, it left me, and then this other one appeared after my Sundance. And the medicine man, he said, oh, I had them both at one time, and the medicine man took a look at the second stone. He said, your other stone is going to leave you. Don't worry about it. Sure enough, it just disappeared. So that was for combat, and his other one, I don't know what it's for, but I keep a good close eye on it.
So stones, everything in nature has a consciousness. Everything has an energy, and Native Americans, indigenous people believe that everything is connected, and I think that's something that we've all forgotten. Stones, crystals, anything like that. We're connected to everything, right, Ed?
Yeah, crystal is nothing but a stone. I don't know why people get all so uptight about somebody wearing a crystal. Yeah, a crystal is no different than I guess they call it I have a Teepee Canyon agate, although it's got a lot of crystal in it. You can see images in it. Mm-hmm. Every time you look at it, there's a different image to present.
Talk about smudging. Before we did our ceremony, you did a smudging with sage for us. Now, is that a cleansing, a clearing?
Now, I don't really know. It's just that sage smells good.
Is that it?
Well,
Ed, you're not supposed to say that.
I'm sure other Indians have got a much better or longer dissertation on smudging than I do. I only do it because I see other Indians do it, and so I say, well, if they do it, I probably better do it too. But I do like the smell of sage. And then sometimes if I have no sage around, I'll use cedar.
Right.
I really don't know what the smudging does, to tell you the truth. At least I'm honest,
Well, you are. You're very honest. You've always been very honest, which is so special, Ed, because a lot of people aren't. You say it like it is, and that's great.
I can take my way around and really give a big, long dissertation on smudging, but why waste my time? It's easier to say, I don't really know what the hell goes on there, but I do it to keep the other people off me, and then people are going to wonder, well, how come you didn't smudge? Or so if I smudge, then they don't have to ask that question.
Oh, okay. You're funny, too. At least you have a great sense of humor. How many ceremonies do you think that you've conducted in the years that you've been doing it? And talk about that, because I know you never charge, and I want you to talk about that, especially with what happened in Arizona and the idiot that, had all these people paying thousands of dollars, and actually 2 people died because it got so hot in that.
Well, the guy got away with it. He was making quite a living. Oprah had him on her show. Hell, she'll never have me on her show. And I know way more than that idiot ever does, and I've done way more than that idiot has ever done. But I do not charge people. I don't do much sweat lodge anymore because I get cramps in my legs now. So,
do you?
And, I'm 69 damn years old, and but I do a few on occasion, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. But I used to do quite a few. But any time people would call me up and want me to come out, I'm not going to just jump in my car and leave my job and just to be holy. I'm not into that stuff. I got to make a living and I got to live. So they say, well, Engelband, what do you charge? I said, if you pay for my transportation and give me a roof over my head and something to eat, it's good enough for me.
Right.
And I said, then when I started writing books, I said, and let me sell my book. And that's my own thing. I got that, and people like them anyhow. So I do bring my books, and I'll sell my books. But I tell the audience, well, if you're in college, you only have to pay half. And if you're broke and you want one real bad, just take it. And then if you're broke now and want to send me a check sometime in the future, go ahead. And if you don't. And I'm pretty lenient about that. But I consider that as not charging, really. And
right.
So anyway, I've done. I know it's over 100, probably maybe a couple. Even through the years, it's possible I could have done 200 sweats, but I don't really.
I think you have. At least, Ed, at least 200, yeah. And that's a lot,
Right.
and that's amazing.
The reaction of the people to a sweat lodge is so rewarding.
Mhm.
It really is, and it helps gets them on a good road. So that's the reason I do them.
You give people a totem. You tell them what their Oglala Sioux name would be, and I think that's really beautiful because each person would say a prayer, and I thought that was really special. When we did the ceremony in Ketchum.
Yeah. Well, just you saw a reaction of all those people.
Oh, yeah.
They just really moved, and that keeps you doing it because you think that, well, I'm doing some good for the world, and so that's the reason I keep on doing it. And but on the other hand, that guy charging all that money, he wasn't doing it for a good reason.
Right.
And he should have got a lot more time in prison than what he did. He actually killed some people.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
When you did the ceremony, we had a Hopi medicine man there from Arizona. We had some people from California, and I know a couple of people that said that they had a healing that night, that they were so, taken by the ceremony. And one woman claimed, I don't know what kind of illness she had or what it was, but she claimed she was healed. So it was beautiful. It really was.
Yeah, you get spiritual help. Sometimes spirits get involved, and they seem to have powers to really help things out. I don't know. I so far every sweat lodge I've had always turned out pretty good. So it's a shame I don't do many anymore. My summers are taken up here at Crazy Earth Mountain selling my books, but my books are important because my books tell what I'm talking about right here on this phone. And what I'm trying to do is get the word across, and it's hard to do because the world is so damn ignorant. And then, of course, you got all these deniers and these organized religious nuts, and then they're trying to shoot you down if they get a chance. And I like my Facebook. I really raise hell with them. They know to stay the hell off.
I love it, Ed. I love it. You don't hold anything back, that's for sure. So
no, all the people on the Facebook seem to be pretty happy with it.
Yeah, they do. You've got,
but I just tell them to go away.
I know you've got over 3,000 followers, so that's great, Ed. You've got a lot of followers there. Would you talk about the Rainbow Tribe? Now, who are the Rainbow Tribe? Who are they? Are they here right
white
now?
People, mainly white people. That there's a whole bunch of white people that have no place to go, and they're intelligent, they're spiritual, and they don't want to get into all this moon rock stuff and way out. They just want to find Creator. And the Celtics, I wish the Celtic people would come back alive, and I wish the white people would go rebirth the Celtic way. And it's so similar to the Indian natural way. It's all based on nature. And a lot of people are just plain lost, and there's no place for them to go. And if they come over to the Indian side, a lot of the crabby Indians and know-it-all Indians rebuff them and they call them New Age. And I tell these Indians, I say, how come you badmouth New Age when you don't have guts enough to tell the truth about Christianity, what it's done? Christianity, pedophiles, they boarding school, horrible education. They banned our own spirituality. New Age never did that. New Age is just a bunch of people that are looking for God and looking for a Creator. Now, how come you don't get on the real culprits? You're a coward because you won't do that. Attack the real enemy first before you go after these poor darn New Age innocent people. And they might, the New Age did this, New Age. But New Age is never the viciousness that Christianity has showed us in Indian people. And I hopefully that the Celtic way it was just demolished by medieval Europe. People were killed outright, and they were afraid to bring back it's just like the Muslims are afraid to speak up against the atrocities of what Muslim is doing now, because they're afraid that something's going to happen to them. There's not one Muslim in the United States that stands up and says ISIS is bad. Yeah, I'll say it right now. ISIS is bad.
They are.
And
they are.
If I was a dictator, I'd wipe them out.
You know what I don't understand, Ed, is why they're allowed to put anything on the internet at all and end up, recruiting, young people, mind control and everything. What they're doing is evil, and the people they're killing and everything. It's unconscionable what they're doing.
In the Great Inquisition, they did the very same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
right.
What that tells me, if you allow any religion to get too far, they will revert to ISIS-type strategy because their power run amok. And so far in America, you can't pull that kind of stuff. But at the rate we're going, with the Congress that we have, if they keep it up, we'll be heading towards great inquisitional laws, everything that ISIS stands for, organized religion, will be trying for to get that in one way or another so that they can increase their power over everybody and control.
Right.
That's just fact. They don't want to hear that, but I'm just telling you the truth. The history of organized religion is morbid, murderous, disastrous, and completely full of utter untruth.
It's true. And where are we headed? Where are the children? They say what we do today affects the next 7 generations. So,
no question,
I think about the children out there, Ed. Where are they headed? It saddens me greatly.
Well, when you have your Congress, and that's your governing body, when you have your governorships mainly as Republican, they're winning control of and they gerrymander the minority out of voting, effective voting. They're cunning. They are all blue men of deceit and destruction.
Mhm.
How
true.
To me, I still think what we need is a benevolent dictator, but hopefully that will happen because the elected leadership is not working. Really isn't.
That sounds kind of strange, Ed, a benevolent dictator.
Well, I'm just telling what's fact. The elected leadership is not working. And
no.
Next, I think we'll have a Republican president. Next, I hope I'm wrong. But and then your Congress, the people, the trailer park bunch with their little pistols, they're all going to vote Republican. And they all have this dream that they're going to be the next millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And Fox News feeds on that, and that you're a dirty commie coward if you vote liberal at all. They have no feeling for the minorities or the poor, the infirm, etc., etc. It's going to be interesting this next election and the next election after that. Hopefully, I'll be gone by then.
Oh no, Ed! Don't leave us yet.
You got to leave sometime.
Well, that's true. We can't stick around here forever. But I'm glad you're still here. You're still hanging on, and that's great. I know you're playing pickleball. You seem to be active with that. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I play this pickleball game, and I'm pretty crazy about that. www.pickleball.com. Everybody go up and take a look at it. It's an addiction. People who play it are just so happy. And we get to play it 6-7 days a week in Minneapolis. That's why I win her over. They've all placed to win her over. But there's so much good pickleball, such many good players. And I play with the best of them. I'm invited to the real good circles. I've won a couple gold medals. I'm surprisingly agile for age 79. And
I can't believe that, Ed.
Yeah, I look way younger than 79.
You do. You really do. You look great.
I move like that. Once I step on the sailboat court, I'm 21 years old, honest to God. But adrenaline,
well, that's great.
And put it in a pill.
Wow.
But anyhow, it's a fun game to play, and I really look forward. I don't play much of it in the summertime because I'm too busy selling my books at Crazy Horse Mountain. But I did win a tournament here in South Dakota last week, mixed doubles. Yeah, I had a real good mixed doubles partner, but we won, and so I'm still winning. Yeah.
I wanted to let the listeners know that I watched you on a video, YouTube, with Liz Jansen, and they can see you in South Dakota there doing an interview. I really enjoyed those interviews that you did.
Yeah, Brule has got you ever heard of Brule, the Indian band?
No, I haven't.
Okay, he's really well known out here in the Midwest, and then at times I'm on his show. I sing in Indian.
Really?
And it's really fun. Yeah, I have a drum. I have a real nice drum. And you say,
cool.
Say, we hey, oh great spirit, Wakantanka, oh great spirit, I thank you, Kalamia, oh great spirit, I thank you for my life, we choni hey. You talk like that in there. You explain it to the audience. And the audience just loves it. So we're going to make up a CD on it.
That's great.
Maybe 6 months from now, I'll send you a CD.
Oh, I wish you would. You should put those on Amazon, Ed.
Huh?
People would probably buy them.
Yeah, it should be okay.
Ed, we've just got a few more minutes to go, but I want you to give out all your information, how people can contact you, where they can buy your books, about your new book. Okay. So any other information you want to give out, if you have any speaking engagements or anything?
Barnes and Noble's got the what do you call them, the heavy ones, and Mother of Spirituality and Nature's Way. So that way I don't like to really mail books too much. It's a lot of trouble. And so, but then I send my books here at Crazy Horse Mountain. But Amazon will get you most of my books. But just go up there and you just look up Ed McGaa. There'll be 4. There's 3 of them right now, but there'll be 4 total eventually.
How about your Black Elk book? Is that going to be on Amazon?
Yeah, that's going to be on Amazon. Oh yeah, New Leaf too. New Leaf. A New Leaf out of Lithia Springs, Georgia.
Oh.
They sell to New Age stores all over the United States.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to remind everybody that your website is Ed McGaa, and McGaa is spelled McGaa.com. So be sure and visit Ed's website. He's got some great stuff on there. Are you still making jewelry? I know you did that for a little while.
Yeah, I can't because I got too much to do. Yeah, too much writing.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, you just got back from NASA, didn't you? Was that kind of a vacation or just?
Where's that?
Didn't you go somewhere last month?
Yeah, I went to Connecticut, and then I University of Connecticut, and I spoke there, and then we got with a band there, and we're going to do a CD.
I see. Okay.
We have a drum beat. I have a real nice drum beat that I taught them, and they ate it up, and they're a real good band. And so we're going to do a CD on that. And they're surprised how this drum beat come to us. They never heard it that way, so they're really pretty well turned on for it by it.
Wow.
So,
well, Ed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining the show today. It's been great.
Yeah.
And, I really appreciate that. I know you're outside doing the interview, and so we could hear you. And thank you so much. And, it's such an honor to have you back on the show. And you've done some amazing things in the world and taught so many of the spiritual work, the Native American ceremonies and everything. You can find that in his books out there, everyone. So be sure and visit his website. And, Ed, you take care, and we'll stay in touch, okay?
Okay, Betsy. Good talking to you. Goodbye, everybody.
You too. Thanks so much. And listeners, thank you so much. I want to let you know that my next show will be on this Wednesday, June 10th. I have Dr.